Hey guys, Buckskin Dave here. So I finally finished this southpaw gun. It's a left-handed flinter, and of course, as I was building it and putting it up, and I haven't shot it yet, but trying to get fit and everything. I thought, man, it's time for me to start practicing weak hand shooting with my carbine and my carry pistol. So I thought I'd do a little weak hand shooting this morning. You know, the idea of weak hand shooting is so you don't have to call it weak hand anymore. You can just call it the other hand. So stick with me and come and shoot some weak hand and practice some of your, if you're right-handed, your left hand shooting. If you're left-handed, right hand shooting or whatever. Anyway, stick with me. Practice some weak hand shooting. Okay, so kind of the first thing I do is two-handed weak hand shooting just to get me going. And if you're a strong side holster, then you're going to have to, I got a border shift to my weak hand like this here. Okay, I'm shooting a Delta Elite 10 millimeter. It's the gun I carry out in the woods. It does not have an ambidextrous safety on it. So I have to be used to using this thumb or this finger to take the safety off, which is okay. I could also take the safety off on the draw, but boy, do I got to be careful I don't stick my finger in that trigger hold too early. This is where finger straight is important. But I'll usually start with some two-handed left-hand drills. And I'm nowhere near as good with my left hand as I am with my right hand. Thus the drill. These are these bullets that I'm shooting are some that a friend gave me. They're Blazer, they're aluminum case. I'm shooting them because they're free. Sometimes they jam up in this gun, but once I'm done with them, I usually just shoot brass cases and they work flawlessly. Anyway, I'm going to finish out this magazine. One of the orders of business when a gunfight starts is cover. And what's nice about your strong hand, your strong side, you could just work right here. The problem is what if your cover requires you to shoot off the offside, the weak side? This is where the border switch comes in handy. And shooting with your left, or that's mine, or your weak side will allow you to shoot without exposing yourself as much. And I like practicing the border shift around different types of cover, like this, for instance. This would depict a wall this way. This would depict a wall or a corner this way. So I'm going to practice that. I like to practice the shift back and forth and get used to that, so I naturally change hands to expose less of myself. So I'll practice some more of this with the two-hand deal. Then I'll change to one-handed weak-hand shooting, because the dismal truth of shooting is this hand may not work for whatever reason. It maybe get twisted in the fight before you got into a gunfight. You may have got shot. This may be the only hand that works. So you got to be able to shoot one-handed also. Okay, a real dismal part of a gunfight is when the gunfight starts, you might lose this hand, the strong hand, whatever it is, your strong hand. And if that happens, your gun may not be in the holster. Your gun may be down here. Okay? So, you got into a trouble spot here. The gun's down there. So, a lot of times I'll practice this because then it makes me decide too, okay? I go to retrieve the gun. This hand's out of commission. Now I have to decide, is this where I want to shoot from, or do I want to head for cover? Well, I kind of call it both, Coach. Start your shooting as you're working your way to cover. Okay, this is that bad stuff. Working your way to cover. And you finish it out. We're empty. We're in big trouble. Gunfight ain't over and the gun is empty. That's okay. I got a carbine over here. I want to practice the same. Switching with my carbine a little bit. I'll reload my magazine so I can practice this some more. When I'm doing this with the pistol on the ground, I don't know which way the pistol is going to hit the ground, but for practice, I always keep the pistol pointed downrange, pick it up downrange, and go to shoot from that position. So it may be just scoop it up and go. It may be take a shot and get going. Whatever you got to do to survive. So I practice it both ways. I got to load up some mags and I'll practice that some more. But let me get my carbine. One of the differences with a carbine is if you have a sling, some of them just aren't conducive to swapping over without getting all tangled up to your left shoulder. What I like about this one is if you flip your deal around and make it a one-point sling, it comes by pretty quick. So, first thing I like to practice is switching. Practice slow. Safety. Okay, I'm not doing this at any great distance because I suck left-handed. The idea that I'm trying to do is get the movements down so the distance you're shooting isn't as critical. I mean, we're at about 5-6 yards. That's a good pistol distance anyway. Rifle, you might want to go back a little. So my next job would be switching for the barricades. So we run for cover. Don't be in a hurry to take the shot. Do your double taps, do them as a hammer, but it's better to get the hits. My hits are a little low because of the offset here, but at this range, those are good incapacitating hits. If I was trying to be more precise and get a headshot, I would put my aiming point a little higher, seeing that went right in the head box. So, safety on, hanging. I'm going to continue doing a little bit of shooting and practicing back and forth. What I might do when I end this up, what I'm probably going to do to end this up is get one of Ken Hackathorn's Drill of the Month off of my website or off of my YouTube page, and I'll shoot that left-handed. Just extra practice for me, left-handed. Weak-sided. And for me, that's the kind of practice that I do when I do a weekend shoot. During my regular shooting, I'll still do a few weekend shots, but usually I won't just dwell on weekend. But when I do a weekend practice like I'm doing today, it's all usually weekend or switching from strong hand to weekend around a barricade or something of that nature. Anyway, I'm going to continue shooting. Okay, so I'm going to continue practicing my weekend drills here, and then I got to get back to boiling traps, and the trap truck needs some front wheel bearings. So that'll be with this nice weather, that'll be the job of the day. Anyway, thanks for joining me, doing a little weekend shooting with me. Stay on the channel. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, have a good day. Bye.